Alright guys, what is going on? Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. We are all in this together. But anyways, want to make this video for you guys to go over the market and get us all aware about, where we are and what to expect. Because I'm sure everybody's like, are we going to go up? Are we going to go down? Maybe some people have no idea what's going on, but let me tell you this. After watching this video, you are going to have a much better understanding about where the market can potentially go and what are the odds are that it will go there and so forth, and what to watch on its way down or up. Okay, so let's get into the charts. I will also be talking about some individual stocks, some positions I have, just so that we are aware of what we are watching throughout the week. And today is Tuesday, September 8th, the day after Labor Day, so let's get it going. Okay, so here we are going to look at the spiders, okay? SPY. Now I would look at the S&P 500 futures, the ES, but I'm not going to for this demonstration because first off, my ES chart is looking crazy, and second off, the ES future charts only go back so far because it is just that it's a September 20 future contract. And so forth. So we need something that trades all the time, which mimics that, and that's the spiders. So the spiders are trading at the same price as the futures. So the future contracts are trading at 33.35.75, and the spiders are trading at 32.10. You just move the decimal over one. But anyways, we're at 333, and now what I have here, if you guys, for those of you who aren't familiar, is I always have the volume profile. So given the time frame you're at, so let's just say I'm looking at a 5-year daily time frame. So this chart looks back 5 years, 1-day candlesticks. Here's the volume profile. What this volume profile is telling me is that 70% of the volume or the activity actually took place between this area and this area. And the hot spot within the last 5 years, the point of control is actually way down here at 208. So that would relate on the S&P futures to 2080, 2084. And so this lines up, you can see it lines up with past resistance right here. I'll even go back a little further. So you could see that this area was high consolidation, high magnet point where price was attracted to because there was a lot of buyers and sellers. Now if I go out even 10 years, it's even lower. The point of control is even lower. Way down here at 132.92, which would equate to 1,329 on the S&P futures. Anyways, let's look at to where we are now and where we could potentially go. Okay, so we have a range. We have created a range, and we are going to be able to see that right with the volume profile. So when you become familiar with this volume profile, you could take the large mountainous areas of volume and kind of create a range that it trades within. You see how this was boom, here was a perfect range to the midpoint of the range. It broke out of the range, and you could see it broke out, and when these mountains end, that's going to be my support and resistance. Okay, so let's just say we did break out of this mountain here, and I would put maybe my breakout trigger that I post in the Discord, my breakout triggers. Maybe I would set my alert to trigger me when price broke out right here. So when price starts going low, I'd get alerted. And then what we're looking for is price to move to the next range and the opposite edge of that next range, which would be down here. So exactly what it did, it bounced right back up to the top of the next range. So it's just pinging back and forth between these ranges. And then once we did finally, we tested the breakout. Very weird price action in here because we're nearing all-time highs, but finally we broke out on light volume. You can see the volume really hasn't picked up, but if you want to be specific, we're going to have some support right here at 307.54, and we're going to have a buying zone coming up right here at 320.57. So you can see if I open this up a little bit bigger here, if price breaks this support zone, so I'm just going to remove this for us so we could get clear. So if price breaks this level right here, okay, 33, basically 3,300, okay, if we break that level, so I'm going to go ahead and create an alert at or below, then I could assume we're going to head into the next range and the lower portion of it. So right here you can see my double lines, so that would actually be my buy zone. Okay, so this would be my buy zone right here. This is when I would want to buy the market for a bounce right here at 3202, 3200 about. Okay, and then we could, if that bounce doesn't play out, even if it does play out, we're going to find resistance again right here at 32.45, and then we could even fall back here, and ultimately, get this, we are supposed to come to our volume profile. We're supposed to revert to the mean or the average, and the average is way the hell down here. Now this is on a daily 10-year. Obviously things change and we make new evaluations. This just hasn't caught up yet, but even on a 5-year, our upper volatility extreme is all the way at 280. Okay, so 280 would equate to 2,800 on the S&P futures. Now I see the S&P's just opened up at 3 o'clock, the futures, so they are opened way down, 0.6%. So we're looking at a gap down again. We're looking at a gap down again if futures maintain this drastic move lower, or we could see, it's gonna be interesting. We're in an interesting time now because let's get back to our SPY chart, and we're gonna show you that given the circumstances, so we did run into support. This is on an hourly chart now. So we did run into support right here, and this, I think these lines are the same from my yearly chart that I've been using, 5-year. Yeah, okay, so same chart we've been looking at. So we're hitting support, we're looking for a bounce. So we're actually looking for a little move down here and then maybe even a bounce up to here. That could be a possibility. Or maybe a smaller bounce and we continue lower to hit our buy zone right here and then we bounce. Okay? But you have to be aware that the main portion of volume given the last 5 years is happening pretty much in this area. So it's not uncommon for us to fall all the way back down to test this area. It's a possibility, and you could see even just within the last 1 year, the point of control is at 298, which would be 2,900, about 3,000 in the S&P 500, and we all know that 3,000 level was very important. Okay, so we're aware of the SPY. Okay, we see that there is plenty of room to the downside, and to confirm this, we have a VVIX bouncing off its support. This was the coronavirus support. We got this, and we are continuing to kind of bounce here. So we need to keep a lookout for that. We could easily see a couple more weeks of some turbulence and chop, so be very careful. All right, let's move on. I want to take a look at some really good opportunities, and I just want to make you guys aware of them real quick before I'm probably going to cut this video. I don't want this video to be too long. If you guys want further help, that you could always private message me, or just ask away in the chat, and I'll be happy to help. But Boeing, so my chart's kind of crazy. I kind of have this pattern here, but we are entering a major buy zone in Boeing. So Boeing, we have all this volume here on a daily chart, and right here where the volume drops off, that's where my buy zone wants to be. So even though Boeing kind of closed, it's still closed within its buy zone, but it is hanging on by a thread. Now if Boeing falls beneath its buying zone, the potential would be a move all the way down into 145 area, and then ultimately its lower volume profile, which is 124. So you could maybe scrape some points out of Boeing if you see any more sell side activity. We have that first support is at 145 area, and then ultimate target 123. Now if we see a reversal in Boeing, that means this support is holding, and that will be considered a buying signal, and we want to buy this thing and hold it for a nice swing trade back up to the top of the channel. All right, so Boeing, very good play. Some other stocks I am in. Disney, some people took this. This was great trade. This one made me the most money today, besides Tesla, of course. Ooh, after hours was not nice to Disney, man. I don't know what happened, but anyways, Disney was sitting in my buy sell zone, looking on a daily chart. I wanted to see Disney get back into this range, so it's still above my buy sell zone, but after hours you can see that Disney took a dump. And a good way to see like, well, what happened, you know, I don't believe in news. It just is what it is. It got up to its upper profile extreme here, and it cycled down to its lower profile extreme. And guys, that's how the profile extremes work. It reverts to the mean. So we'll see what happens there, but just to see if there is any news on Disney, because news is a catalyst. Walt Disney reportedly inundated with Disney Plus mobile downloads following Mulan weekend release. So good news. But they have controversy, blah 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 blah. Anyways, Disney was one to watch. Not looking that good right now. We'll see. BIDU fell under my 122 support, my buy zone. So I don't like BIDU, but again, I don't want to miss the opportunity on BIDU. So I am long-term long on BIDU, no matter what. American Airlines, ugh, disgusting. Maybe this sell-off is just getting started. Like I was mentioning, we have a long ways to go down. But American Airlines taking a dump after hours. And if American Airlines fails to break out, which is what I was hoping for, we're going to see this track back down to the bottom of its range, and if not lower. So Tesla, I know we all love Tesla. Like I told you guys, my scenario, same chart that I showed you guys, we are making our way towards our next scenario, which was that 265 area. I'm holding on to these puts, or just one of them, and we'll see what happens. If Tesla does get it back above 344, that could trigger a buy zone back into the previous range. We'll see. Probably going to continue down. Let's look at what's happening after hours. Ooh, yeah, it's tanking. So Tesla not looking very good right now. We have a clear game plan on Tesla though, so that's coming into play. What else? Let's do Workhorse. I mentioned that. So they're expected to get some sort of deal for shipping with UPS, electric vehicles, something like that. But anyways, Workhorse went for a breakout. So boom, we broke out of this volume profile. It still closed above, which is still good, still closed up 8.5%, but we were going for an unstoppable parabolic breakout, but it was up 20% at one point today, but it turned around a little bit. We'll see if we could get some continuation out of that. If not, this thing may come all the way back down into its mean here. Alright guys, this is a long video. If you guys have questions, let me know. Again, thank you so much for participating in the Discord. As we all know, trading can be lonely, so it's nice of you guys to chime in and chat, give us something to talk about with others. So you guys take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.